Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm hoping that you will join me in making a living faith journal. Because our faith is living, I thought it would be appropriate to make a journal to reflect that. So what I've done, I've chosen to use these rings for closures. So you can open them up. It's kind of like a binder without the cover, and I chose to use 2 holes. I started with these particular size rings because that's what I had. I believe they're an inch, a little bit more, about an inch. And so I'm going to see how that works. If I need to, I can always get bigger rings or make a new journal, I guess. That wouldn't be so bad either. So what I did yesterday is I made the covers. I made one with a pocket on the inside front, and I put a piece of scripture from Psalm 91 on the back just to cover all the seams. I left the back blank for now. I did cover them, so I will show you how I did that. One thing you need to keep in mind, I decided to put the holes an inch in from the top and bottom, and I wanted to go half an inch, but because I put the lace in first, I ended up not having quite half an inch there. What I did do for the inside ones is I made myself a template so that I would know where to put the holes. That way they could always be lined up, and then my pages wouldn't be all askew once it's starting to fill up. So this is kind of my template here. So I got, it's an inch to the outside of my hole there, and then it's an inch from the outside, on the outside, including. Anyways, you figure that out, see how you like it. Didn't quite have half an inch there, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes we have to think on the fly. Alright, so I'm going to put this to the side. And too, I should show you what paper I'm using. Not that you have to use it, but in case you really like it and you want some. I did get this on Amazon, and I do think it came from China, but when I ordered it, I wasn't really paying attention. I just liked the butterflies and the gold, and the black and the white and the neutral colors. I just thought that was pretty great. Now, the problem with the designs, which I discovered yesterday, was that the pretty designs are all around the edge, which is why I made my cover the way I did. The butterflies were actually on the edge of the paper, and so if I had used only my pretty paper to cover my pieces here, I wouldn't have ended up with the nice part that I wanted. So that's a workaround that I used. And since I want to show you how I did it, I guess I'll do the same thing today. Alright, so let's get started. So I started with a cereal box, of all things. Cheerios, popular in our house right now. So what I did was I cut 2 nice pieces. Guess my ruler will come in handy. So to fit, oh, that was my other point. This is exactly 8.5 of a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So half of 8.5 by 11 is 5.5 that way, and 8.5 that way. How does that work? I don't know. It just does. Measuring is not my favorite thing, so I try not to. Anyways, so if you are measuring and working along with me, this inside piece is, or this cover piece, one of them, you need two of them. They are, I would say, 5 7/8 of an inch that way, and 8 6/8 that way. You don't have to use that measurement. I just wanted it a little bit bigger than the inside pieces, so that, well, here, I'll show you. If I put my piece of paper in here, a little fiddly because there's hardly anything in here yet. So then, as you can see, I have a little leeway on the top, about a 1/8 of an inch on the top, an 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. I have about 2/8 on the side. I'm okay with that. That's about as good as I want it. I don't want it all squishing out the sides. Now these rings are a little tricky. If you don't want to use rings, what you could do is just make the holes and then use string or ribbon. That would look really nice too, to keep your book together. All right, so I think that's that. So when I went to put my cover on, excuse all the papers, when I went to put the cover on, I didn't measure anything. This piece here is, I believe it's 11 inches. Yeah, 11 inches by 8 1/4. Doesn't have to be quite that big, but as I wanted extra space, so I wasn't too worried about the size. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger than I needed. So what I did was, probably would be a good idea to secure that. Now for glue and stuff, I have several different things that I will be working with. Elmer's is good. It's a little more liquidy though. This is a thicker one. It's good for permanent stuff regarding paper and that. So I've probably used all of these for the cover that I've already made. This is really quick and handy. This one takes a little bit of time to dry. This one probably takes the longest to dry. And so I use different things at different times. So whatever you like to use, whatever you have, should be fine. So I will start with this one, just to secure it temporarily so it doesn't move around so much. And yes, I could have put it on the other side. Oh well. Just so you don't have to look at the cereal box the whole time. I'll do this one. At this point, it doesn't matter which is which. So then I will put that tape on the cereal side. I'm excited about this journal. I've always wanted to be someone who journals. And I used to write a lot. But in the last few years, I really haven't been, I don't know, in the frame of mind, or I don't take the time. It just gets away from me. Oops, I had an extra piece of paper. Only need one. Now the thing about this paper, the reason I chose craft paper is because it's a little stronger than just copy paper, and while the cereal box is fairly it's fairly thick, I just felt like I needed a little bit extra stability, or wanted that. So what I did is I didn't measure. I just basically took this and folded it. I do have a bone folder, and I'll be using that shortly. This is just to get the initial creases in. Well, there you go. It's removable. Okay, so flatten these edges out. Get them kind of straight. Now, when I did my other one, I wasn't too careful about the corners, but what I wanted, oops. Okay, so that tape isn't really helpful for, I mean, it's great for convenience. I use it lots, but it's not great if you need a permanent stick. Some more sticky tape. Alright, so what I need to do to reduce some bulk here is just come in at an angle and not go all the way in, so that the edge does cover. And then I'm gonna taper that side as well, so that when you fold it over, did I leave enough? I think I moved my piece there. I think I did better when I didn't have my tape there. Anyway, so you're gonna fold it over. So what you want is for the what do you call that? Cardboard. You don't want it to show through here. Or if you don't care, just, you know, try. I try, but sometimes I'm not careful enough. Or if it moves on you, oh well, things happen. This is the second journal I'm making, is likely going to be a gift for someone. I'm hoping. Don't know a whole lot of people around me, so I'm going to have to actually look for someone to give this to. So this is supposed to be what they call a mitered corner. So hopefully that actually turns out to be that. I'm hoping I'm in frame today. I tried to get another desk cover, but it was too glaring. I couldn't use it, so still working on that. Alright, so once I have that cardboard in a place where it will behave, now let's see, maybe do one side first and then the other side. Alright, so that'll work out. It's a little off there, but if I stretch it in, I'll pull it in a little bit more, it might be okay. Alright, so what I do is I put two-sided tape on the corners or on the edges of the cardboard. And feel free to put as much glue on here as you like. I don't like it when if I'm using wet glue that it warps the paper. It might not do that with this because it might be thick enough, but at the same time I don't really want to find out. Extra piece here. Some people would put glue in there. I don't really feel the need to. What I would probably do is put a little glue when we get to that part there. A sharp knife is handy for taking that glue off. Otherwise, sometimes you just sit there with your nails for who knows how long. Alright, so I'm going to say that is preferable. So I'm just kind of trying to pull that and stretch it out so that there's no, so it's nice and flat and smooth. So that will be either the back or the front, depending on how I choose to use it. Then I'm going to use this one here just to hold down the corners. Takes a little while for that to set, but it's the strongest bond I think I have, because I don't want the corners coming up. Even though I'm going to be covering the inside. Oh, I think okay, so since this is going to be the inside of the front, and here goes my papers. Picked a kind of slippery one, so oh, what did I do for the first one? Okay. For the inside, I picked something like this. Sometimes you gotta go back and see what you did. Okay, so I didn't use the whole length of it. I just basically covered in the middle. Now I could use the whole thing. There's really no reason I shouldn't. Or I could cut it in there just to get rid of that little piece because it doesn't look super. I'm just gonna probably take an inch off. Again, I'm not too fond of measuring, only when I have to. And yeah, see, there's a little thing sticking out there. It's okay. That's the bonus of having the cardboard and the craft paper, because it kind of, and two, I know other tricks I can. Now let's see, doesn't matter yet which is going to be the top or the bottom, so probably something like, did I want to lace that way or that way? Oh, I think I want the lace that way, because if I put a pocket in, it's gonna go either somewhere in here on the bottom. So, all right, so the lace will go to the top. Now we know. So again, with the two-sided tape. Have you ever made a faith journal before? Was it what you thought it would be? See, with me and faith and just journaling in general, the reason this seemed a good idea to me is because I realized I don't have to do all the writing in the world. You can have a journal and put the Word of God in it, and it can be used to cheer you up. You can take pleasure in just looking at the Word. If you put verses in that are an encouragement to you, if you are using it to encourage yourself in the Lord, like David did. Yeah, I know he didn't have a journal. He had the Word in him. He had a relationship with the Lord, so he was able to encourage himself in the Lord that way. If you read his Psalms, a lot of times he will start all distressed and worked up over something. Not that he didn't have reason to, but I'm just saying he started in a bad place, and then he encouraged himself in the Lord by reminding himself how good God is. And then by the time the particular psalm was done with, he was in a much better place, and he was ready to go out and tackle the world again. And that's the idea with this. Now, we have to also keep in mind those holes on the side. I think I'm in far enough. I'm just gonna go a little to one side. So this has to be the top so that we can actually see. I think I'm gonna be stuck doing the pocket the same way, otherwise I won't be able to see the lace. Especially if I want... Well, see, that doesn't even work. If I put... Let me see, how stuck on is this? Oh, look, I can actually get it up. Aha! So here is my fix for this particular problem. Now this is actually good to know because I didn't know I would be able to lift it up like that. So because I want to slant the pocket this way, I wanted the holes over here, but the holes are going to be over on this side. So then, sorry, I'm making you dizzy. If the holes are going to be here, the paper has to be more this way. And I won't be able to see all the pretty lace anyways. I'll be able to see more of it if I put it on this direction though. Alright, let's see what we have here. I'm just going to mark a little bit here where the holes roughly will go. Somewhere over here. About there. Okay, so the holes are over here. The pocket, I want it to go this way. If I do a slanted pocket. Okay, scrap that. Okay, so my pocket didn't work out. So what I'm gonna do is make a tuck or a corner pocket, however you want to describe it. You don't have to do this. You can still make a pocket if you like, or you don't have to put a pocket in at all. I just thought it would be nice. Okay, so I have to cut it straight this time, straight across, because I'm going to cover it from top to bottom. And I'm just going to draw a line. With my pencil. And then I have to decide how wide I want it. I still want all the lace to show. It's funny what we do to redeem the lace. Save the lace. Okay, so where are we? What do I have to measure? From how wide I want this part. Okay, so 2 inches. I want this 2 inches. No wider than 2 inches. Alright, so I'm going to cut it on those marks. This is going to be wonderful. You know what mistakes are? They're just an opportunity to do something better the next time. So I have made many improvements on my second attempt as opposed to my first attempt at something. Just because when you do something the second time, sometimes it just actually works out better than the way you intended in the first place. Alright. So then, I want to see if I can match the pattern, but I probably can't. Oh! I could have if I had moved it before I cut it. Oh well. What I'm going to do is de-stress. My way of saying I'm going to make it obvious that there is a tuck there so people can actually see it. And it hides the cut a little. You don't have to do this. I don't think I'm going to be distressing everything. This is going to be one of those eclectic journals. I'm just going to do what I like, and that may or may not include all the inking and what have you. I don't think I'm going to call this a junk journal either. It's just... So this one I will have to glue down properly because this paper is very much, well, you saw what happened with it there. Although it was nice that it was forgiving enough that I was able to reposition it, but so yeah, I will glue that on 3 sides. And I hate my ugly glue, but that pin that I put in there is keeping the opening open and functioning, so it's not the prettiest when it first comes out. I don't know exactly how to fix that scenario, so I shan't worry about it. Alright, so we're going to match this up. And then put it down. Got a slight overlap, no matter. Alright, so are we going to be able to see? If I do end up giving it away, I'll probably put something in there anyways. Something like this. That's the first one we're working with. Alright, so that is the inside cover, the basics. Then we're going to work on the outside of it. Alright. Now, alright, so that's where this one comes in. And I need to trim this one as well. A little bit off the top. Alright, so this needs to be attached. I'm going to leave those spaces. Might be a good idea to actually put the holes in now. And if you wanted a closure, I guess the time to do that would have been before putting this on, or you'd have to cover where you put the closures in somehow, and that's also possible. Okay, so 1 inch this way and about 1/2 inch in, so roughly there. Yeah, that'll work. That's about, if I put that dot in the middle of my hole punch. Right there. Again, if I put that dot in the middle of my punch, that will work. So I'm going to put the holes in before. Are they even? Oh my goodness. So that's pretty thick there. So yeah, 1/2 inch. If I take that to the middle, it should work out perfectly, but then you know how these things go. Alright, that. And the other one hasn't been covered yet, so. Oh look, I missed it on that side too. That's perfect. Okay, so then, yeah, so this way, and then this will go here. And if I cut it correctly, it'll be a little bit sticking out. However, I will use my ugly good glue. And I'll put the border on this way. I got this glue on Amazon. I haven't used it a whole lot because I was having trouble with the opening, and then it was so thick it's hard to get out of the bottle. So then I had to make the openings bigger. Yeah, bigger. I should probably put a lot extra. Good thing you can't see it once the paper is on. I'm going to have to find a pin that doesn't rust my glue, but I don't know what that would look like. Okay, so turning it around with the lace on the bottom. So I'm going to do it roughly in the center. Try to get it straight. Straight would be good. And I can feel the bumps of the glue. I'm just gonna try and get it flat. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I might end up cutting a lot of it out. But it is what it is. Alright, so there, and then if there's some extra somewhere, you know, that's not a whole lot extra. That's okay. That's good. Didn't want a lot of extra. All right. Scissors to the rescue. All right, so that's the front. Now for the title. With the other one, I took a die cut that was included in the kit. And so I might have to look for something that's equally as good. There was another one that caught my attention, but I think that would work. So I will ink the inside of this just to make it stand out a bit more. And back to the glue. The ugly glue. Yesterday when I was putting the lace, oh yes, the lace. When I was putting the lace on, I tried the hot glue just to make it go quick. And I guess I took too long. It dried on me and then I had to remove it. So I've already had a lot of fun with this project. Just want that to come down. All right, now for the lace. I'm going to cut one piece and then I'm going to see if it needs a second piece. So if I have that there, because I think if I put a second piece on this side, it will be too busy. So let's just see. Can't have it too far over because of the holes. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with one. And this needs to stay down. It'll take a while for the glue because the paper's slippery. Almost would have been better not to use slippery paper, but I didn't know it was going to be slippery when I bought it. Oh, sorry. Let me get my head in there. Okay, so then, let's see, where do I want it exactly? Because I'm going to put the glue on the paper. Do I want it right on the edge? No. Maybe halfway? Yes, halfway. And then, do I want it? I think I want it tucked in on the ends just a little bit so it doesn't hang off. So just a tiny bit. Because I don't really want to sew this part either. So about there. Nice squiggly line. Yes, I already made the first page and I really like it because I think the Lord gave me the idea for the page, and I'll do a separate video for that because this one's going to be too long, I think, because of all the fun we're having. Okay, now how do I do this? I think I have quite a bit. Yeah, I can fold it over quite a bit. Ah! Don't get everything in the glue. All right, let's try this. Attach there, and finagle it so that okay, I think what I'm gonna do is put a clamp on it for it to dry. Like right about there. And another one up top. Now this glue will dry clear, so I'm not concerned about that. However, I'm gonna press it down a bit more so it spreads out some more. In fact, it will dry shiny. Okay, so that one is folded in. There, that'll make it so it can lay flat. I think I got it fairly straight. If not, it gives a little bit of leeway to move it around. So, all right, so that is our front cover. And the inside of the front cover. So I'm going to do the second half, or the back cover, off camera so you don't have to watch that. And then I'll be back and show you what I did with the back. Alrighty, I am back. I covered the back cover with craft paper again, and I did a little better with my corners, so the trick is to leave a little bit more than you think you're going to need. Then I also went ahead and covered the inside of the back cover with more craft paper just for a continuous look. And then what I decided to do is to put some kind of a band like this. This will carry on the lace theme from the front, and we'll be able to tuck things behind it. Short-term storage if we need to, or we can decorate it further later on. Excuse me. So I am just going to glue the top and the bottom and leave the sides open. And I also had to fix the lace from the front cover. I didn't like how it was sticking out, so I had a epiphany. I'll show you in a second. I don't know what it is about me and pockets, but I was trying to think of how I could make a nice pocket for the back, yet I just decided to make it simple and go with the band. Alright. You can still do what you want. That's just how I decided to end this. Alright. That's gotta dry. So what I ended up doing with the lace is the glue wasn't quite dry yet, so I was able to lift up the paper and tuck the lace in between there so it doesn't stick all out. And I did the same with the bottom. And as I figured, the glue is drying clear, so I don't know. I might end up doing something with that yet. Or not. We'll see. Alright, so that's the front. And this is the back. And so I need to put the holes in the back as well. I'm going to use the front cover as a template. If I can get all that bulk in here. That's how I did the first one. Should work okay. That's loud, but it worked. And then same on this side. And try to get it right in there. Now, if you decided on a cover that is not so thick and sturdy, what you might want to do is get some what are they called? Reinforcements. I actually inked some of mine because I wanted them to match. The white would be awfully glaring here, so one of the other colors would definitely go better. But anyways, that's if you needed extra reinforcements on the where the holes are, where the rings are gonna go, which we're gonna do next. Tough to open at first, I tell you. Okay, I maybe should have gotten bigger ones. We'll see. Try it with these first. And then you'll want to pick out some papers that you want to decorate or fill up. I had some put aside somewhere. Here we go. I decided to add some watercolor paper because I think I want to do some watercoloring in this. Here's a piece of cardstock that I coffee stained, and there are the reinforcements. I figure by the time we decorate it and stuff, we might not even see them so much, but we'll see. Grid paper. I don't know why, but I like the grid. And yes, coffee stains. That one might be better. Up to you entirely. I got this one online. In fact, a lot of the stuff I plan on using, I got online. And this one looks like it's called printablepaper.com. It was a free download. And I find a lot of freebies online because I end up giving a lot of my stuff away. So it's not like I sell them. And if I was gonna sell them, I would probably just take out the stuff that I know is freebies and then just replace it with things that I make. I also have some of those designs too, so if you're looking for some free stuff from me, you can find it on my Ko-fi page. The link is in the description. I'll try to remember to put it there. Okay, so put this inside for now. And see where they line up. it might be easier to do the back first. Like so. And like so. And put the papers in. And then the cover. It looks really empty right now, but that's what this project is going to be about filling it all up. All right, so there we have the tuck spot. That works. This is a verse that we're going to be doing next time that I have for the first page, Jeremiah 29 verse 11. So this is another printable that I found for free online. I think it was Original Mom on her blog. If you do a search for free printable scripture, you should be able to find it that way. So yeah, and there's the back page with the tuck, and again it works as a tuck. Okay, so that is the back. I don't decorate the very back, I just haven't found a need to, but if you want to, by all means, go right ahead. And if you want to do some more inking than I did, go right ahead and do that too. Make it your own. All right, thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.